Club members, my name is Thomas Allen with North American Fishermen. I want to talk to you a little bit about technology in today's digital age. Most everybody nowadays is carrying a smartphone of some sort, and we all know that a tablet, a smartphone, in inclement conditions, we've had off and on rain and snow today, this is not an ideal tool to have out in weather like that. But there's so many cool applications that you can use on a regular basis that are going to improve your consistency and really in the long run help you put more fish in a boat. So it's good to have it along. But computers, moisture, rain, we all know that doesn't mix. There is an option, and I'm going to talk to you about that. But before I do that, I want to show you a little bit about some of the apps that I use on the water while I'm out here. And there are oodles of them, millions and millions of apps. It seems like a lot that you can use that are going to be very applicable to day-to-day fishing situations. First, let's start with the weather. Now, I like to have a lot of my apps organized. I'm an organized person, so I've got a weather folder. And here you'll see that I've got several different weather applications that I use. Personally, I like the Weather Channel, AccuWeather, WeatherBug. I have a moon phase app, sunrise and sunset, and Fish Time Pro. And for the most part, I have numerous apps, weather, because you'll find that a lot of these sometimes can be inconsistent. You may have one wind direction and speed on one app, and it might be a little bit different on the other. So these are primarily the weather apps that I like. AccuWeather is probably my go-to. Moon phase, everybody knows that fish bites can fluctuate up or down depending on the moon phase. Having something at your fingertips like that is going to allow you to keep tabs on what the moon is doing. Sunrise, sunset, that's obvious. Good to know when that is. But most especially, if you have weather coming in, today we're actually supposed to get up to 8 inches of snow. And it's good to be able to keep an eye on the radar. So I can pop this open. It's going to load where we're at. Click the maps button there. And as you can see, we've got lots of color going in the radar. And it's just good to keep tabs on that. So we're actually about ready to get off the lake because that's coming and that's going to be uncomfortable. Another app that I like to use a lot while I'm on the water is going to be the Scout Look Fish Log app. And this is a very cool app that allows a lot of documentation, spot logging, things of that nature that are very effective when you're out here. And here you can see it shows us on the water. Basically Google Maps is kind of the contour. And let's say we catch a fish right here. I can tap this little icon and it's going to allow me to save that specific location, mention what kind of bait I was using. It saves the water conditions. I can add all that information, so it becomes a very helpful tool. Another thing you can do with this app is take a picture of the fish that you caught there, save it to that spot, and if you're coming back down this spot a year from now or a few months or whatever, you want to see what the fish looked like, perhaps the condition it was in, that's a good way to do that. Lots of options here. This app also has a weather radar built into it, so I can check the radar just like I can with my weather apps, but it's all here in one spot. It also has a cool aspect where it shows you the wind and how it's going to drift your boat. So in this situation here, we can zoom in and make a few selections, and it will show you exactly which way the wind is going to push your boat. So a lot of cool opportunities with that one. Definitely something I would suggest checking out. That is the Fish Log, Scout Look Fish Log. Another one, and this is probably my favorite, this is the Navionics map. This is a lake contour map. It's the same information that you can get for your card in your electronics. But you'll see this has a tremendous amount of detail for everywhere you go. Lots of different foot increments and everything. You can log waypoints, you can mark tracks, all kinds of stuff like that. And it just costs about $15 to own the entire app for as long as you have your smartphone or tablet. So another great app that I like to have on my phone when I'm on the water. And one final fishing app that I would highly recommend is North American Fishermen's Knot Wars app. This is one of the greatest apps I've ever come across. If there's any knots you need to know how to tie, this app has it put in there, and that makes it really nice to figure out exactly what you need to tie. And they have it broken down through alphabetical listings, loop knots, line to line, and line to lure knots. And you can go through and it'll actually give you a visual demonstration, a very easy guide to follow when it comes to selecting the right knot. Now, as I was talking about earlier, we've got some rough weather here, and smartphones do not work in rough weather. It's dangerous, they're expensive, you could lose them, but let me show you something that's pretty cool. This is an iPhone 5. And I want you to watch very carefully. I have an iPhone 5 and it's in a LifeProof Nuud case. And let me show you that before I demonstrate how friendly this is. This is a waterproof, weatherproof case, and they call this the Nuud. That's N-U-U-D, because this is the actual screen of the smartphone. There's not a special cover. They recommend you get a standard cover that you can buy at your cell phone dealer, and that just is going to help protect the glass there. But this actually has a gasket around the inside of the case, and so that fits very tightly onto the front of the phone, and it's submersible, and it's very effective for you to use all the apps that you have in any day-to-day use on the phone. You don't got to put this on every time you go out. You just keep it on. It works. It's dust and shock resistant as well. This is the LifeProof life jacket, and this is one of my favorite aspects of this. And I guess I wouldn't suggest tossing your phone overboard, but while I'm on the water, this goes in the life jacket from LifeProof. Put it over my head like that. On the lanyard it comes with, I can tuck it in here. It's completely safe. But let's just say it falls out of my pocket. Bring it back. That's my smartphone I just threw in the lake. And you know what? It's protected and it's still going to work. iPhone 5 in a LifeProof Nuud case inside a life jacket. As you can see, works just fine. Something worth looking at, something to consider. Check out some of these apps. Check out the LifeProof case. You can keep these things on the water longer. It's going to help you get into position to catch more fish. And then you can brag about your big fish catches to all your buddies a lot quicker. You don't have to wait till you get home.